We're just not big believers in the like all-in-one platform. We're trying to provide building blocks for folks to kind of build their own versions of these platforms internally, and or extend the functionality of these platforms is actually the more common case. So, data enrichment is a great example here. There's a core data set that you need for that there are various providers that you can get that from. Some of the most successful data enrichment, though, is stuff that's pretty unique to the company. It's unique to the motion, unique to the ICP, unique to how they sell, unique to the product. And I think that the thing that's been successful for Clay is giving folks the ability to provide to build some of these things for themselves versus needing to buy a bunch of kind of like one-off products and stitch them together in some way. And so I think we continue to lean into that. The future of a lot of this stuff is maybe more technical ops teams, which are building more of their own tools themselves. But I don't necessarily think that means they are coding those tools. I think they're using a platform like Clay, which has a bunch of primitives to build that. I'll give you an example. There are some companies that do kind of inbound lead routing through Clay. And so do we provide an inbound lead routing module? No. But do we provide like a round robin action? Yes. And do we provide like a weighted round robin action? Yes. Do we provide an ability to look up records in Salesforce? Yes. Send emails? Yes. Create lead scores? Yes. So you've got these primitives that you can use to create a inbound lead routing solution in Clay. And we just think that like go-to-market is increasingly technical, increasingly specialized, and these teams need sort of more powerful tools versus simpler tools in order to build some of these flows for themselves.
Okay, and now there's a concept of content engineering that's coming up, and there are quite a few tools that are really getting attention and getting traction also. So are you sort of like trying to work with them also, or is it something which is an independent
Yeah, you're
choice?
referring to tools that allow you to like publish web pages or slide decks or things like that.
Yeah.
So Clay, for example, integrates with Webflow. We integrate with HubSpot, CMS. We integrate with Google Slides and Notion, and actually a number of tools that are maybe more geared around content creation. It's actually one of the number one use cases that we're using Clay for internally. It's not as common in our customer base right now, just because it is, I would say, a little bit more of a build out. If you're creating 1,000 slide decks, you got to be really dialed in on the fact that all those decks are going to look good, the graphics are going to make sense, the copy makes sense, and so forth. And so it's more of a precise thing. But we do have a lot of customers that, for example, run ABM workflows where they are sending people to personalized landing pages, and those work super well. And Clay is kind of increasing the places where you can build that stuff. I think also like the new ability to send ad audiences to Clay, that kind of portends a future where you can actually create ads in Clay and do things like that. So I think content creation is a super fruitful and super ripe place. And we've also, I think, made good strides in supporting some of the content creation APIs that are available. So, all the major image models, some of the like video generation models, those are interesting things that are available in Clay. One of my favorite tools that I saw recently allows you to send, handwritten notes in quotes to different customers and then actually send them by email. So we're really excited about all that stuff. I think, for example, HeyGen is an integration in Clay, and I think those tools are actually the kind of edge of the creativity that you can develop. And of course, if you get a sort of good prompt going that creates a personalized video for a customer in a one-off fashion, then it probably makes sense to try to do that for as many of your customers as you can at the same time. And Clay is kind of the tool to do that step too.
Okay, that's awesome. So let's just get into a situation and think of a founder, early stage, trying to set up their outbound campaigns. And obviously there's so many tools, there's so many data stuff that's out there. So how would they set up their GTM engineering motion? What's expected in like first 90 days for them?
So the very first step is to feel good about your data quality. You really cannot build automated workflows without strong data, and you can't go ahead and orchestrate other tools on behalf of your reps without the ability to make decisions about what accounts are qualified, if the contact data is correct, all of that. So you need to start with high quality data.